In this video, we'll be learning about what EAT is, where it comes from, why it's so important to your website's ranking, and how to optimize for it. What's up, people? It's Tim from Exposure Ninja here. Firstly, what is EAT? Well, EAT stands for Expertise, Authority, and Trust. Now, this term actually comes from Google's Search Quality Guidelines. This is a document that Google gives its search quality raters, and these are people around the world who rate the quality of Google's search results so that Google can check what sort of sites its algorithm is rewarding. So how does EAT work, and how is each of the different elements measured? Well, expertise is all about the quality of the content on your site and how reliable and authoritative it is. If your content's low quality or it's been written by someone who has absolutely no expertise in the sort of topic that you're writing about, then that's usually not a good sign and not the sort of site that Google would like to reward. Authority can be measured by how valued your website is and how popular it is amongst other sites in your space. So are you getting a good number of links? Are you talked about in high authority places? Then finally, trust is measured by how well people speak of your business or your website. So for example, do you have lots of positive reviews? When people talk about your business, is there a positive sentiment there? If people trust and they like your business, then that's good news to Google, and Google can be fairly sure that your business is reliable. So why is EAT so important? Well, EAT is important because as Google has evolved, it's gone from being just a search engine to being more an answers engine. And this has become more of a thing with voice search and Google Home devices. For example, we've got a Google Home in our kitchen, and we had a baby in 2018, and we would ask Google Home all sorts of questions like, what temperature should a baby's bedroom be at night? Now, when we ask Google Home this question, it gives us an answer based on the websites that it's ranking in the search results. And luckily for us, it gives us an answer from a website with high expertise, high authority, and high trust. If Google gave an incorrect answer to a question like that, there's potential danger. If you ask Google, what temperature should a baby's room be overnight? And Google says, according to the website spammedicalsite.biz, a baby's room should be 5 degrees overnight, then bad stuff is going to happen. And when bad stuff happens, Google's going to be all over the news for, these bad things that have happened as a result of wrong information being shared. So we can see that this isn't Google trying to be all benevolent and lovely and kind. Google is simply trying to make sure that the information, the answers it gives to its users are correct, or as likely to be correct as possible. So that's why EAT is really important, because actually it's Google looking at what sort of information are we giving in search results, and how can we make sure that that information is as likely to be correct as possible. So which industries does EAT impact the most? Well, Google uses an acronym, YMYL, which stands for Your Money or Your Life. Sounds a bit threatening. It's really not. Sounds a bit threatening. Well, your money or your life means any website that has an implication for people's financial situation or their life or their health. So for example, health-related sites, medical-related sites would come under the L section for your life, whereas financial sites or e-commerce sites that are selling products or taking credit card information from you, they would be money sites. So any site that has either a purchase element or a health-related element is susceptible to EAT, but really EAT applies to any website in any market. Google is now looking at the quality and the reliability of the information that you're sharing, with particular focus on health or financial sites. So why is EAT such a big thing at the moment? Well, in August 2018, Google released a big algorithm update which had a massive impact on a lot of websites' rankings, and one of the most publicized changes in the search quality rater guidelines, which seemed to have an impact on ranking, was this EAT thing. The most affected sites during this update were things around health, medical, and wellness. Also, a lot of diet-related sites saw their ranking absolutely tanked if the content on those sites wasn't written by qualified medical experts. So really it started to get a lot of people's attention in the SEO community because this now suddenly felt like something that we should all really be careful about. It's one of those updates, a little bit like Panda and Penguin, which caused a real shift in how the industry thinks. And I think it's a sort of good opportunity for everyone across the internet to look at, okay, is the content on our site actually written by an expert, or is it just written by someone who's just filling a page with content? So along those lines, becoming EAT compliant and thinking more about how we present our businesses online is just a great opportunity to build more credibility with our customers, as well as comply with any past or future Google algorithm updates. So here's how you make sure that your website is optimized for EAT. Number one, audit your brand. Is there a reliable face for the business? Are people in the business willing to attach their face and their name to the website, or is it completely generic and nobody's willing to attach their name or their face at all? That's not usually a good sign to Google or customers that this business is reliable. So particularly if you're in the financial space or health or wellness, it's a good idea to make sure that there is some kind of profile, some kind of person or people behind the business. We saw on a lot of sites that saw ranking improvements during these EAT updates that they had author pictures and author bios behind any content that was written about medical or financial topics, including information about that person's credibility and qualifications. And these sites tended to see ranking improvements, whereas sites that posted more generically tended to see ranking drops. Other things that you can do is mention any awards, qualifications, or prizes which your business has won and that should be showcased. And again, this is great for visitor credibility as well as helping Google to understand that you are compliant with EAT. Step 2 is to audit the content on your site. So does your content highlight your expertise? Is it in sufficient depth to give a really good background on whatever topic you're writing about? And is that content best in class? Is it better than what's on competitor sites? Step 3 is to create better content in future. So create a framework that makes sure that people writing on your site have the relevant expertise to write about those topics. Websites like Collabtree allow you to hire in outside experts in science or medical in order to give really authoritative and well-written content by a genuine expert in that space. So if you don't have the in-house expertise to be writing on those topics, you can always hire someone in to do so. Step 4 is to make sure that you're promoting your authority on other websites as well. So if you can get featured in other highly authoritative publications in your industry, that's a really good sign. If you want further help with EAT, we've actually published a really handy EAT checklist with a blog post all about how to comply in more detail. So if you click on the link in the description, you'll be able to find that blog post and download that EAT checklist. So to recap, EAT stands for expertise, authority, and trust. It's been particularly important for medical and financial sites, so your money or your life sites. We've seen diet sites in particular hit very hard since the August 2018 Google update, which focused on EAT. The term EAT actually comes from Google's own guidelines, and they're very specific in their Search Quality Rater document about what constitutes a site with high EAT. So it's the sort of thing that we all want to think about moving forward, whether or not we're in a medical or financial space. And it's also something that can be a great tool to build credibility with your audience as well. So our top tips for making sure you're compliant with EAT is to make sure that the people writing about those topics on your site have relevant qualifications and relevant expertise. If you can attach a face and a name with qualifications to each of those posts, then that will show visitors that this person who's written this is a genuine expert, and that's also more likely to fit in and comply with Google's search quality EAT guidelines. And you can find a complete EAT checklist in the blog post linked below this video. So I hope you've enjoyed our EAT roundup. Don't forget to click like on this video if you enjoyed it, and you can click subscribe and the little bell icon to be notified of any new digital marketing videos when we release them. Don't forget also to leave a comment if you've got any questions about this or any other digital marketing topic. And if you want some help increasing the leads and sales that your website is generating for you, then head over to exposureninja.com. We're a digital marketing agency. We do this for clients of all shapes and sizes around the world. And if you go and click on the button for requesting a free website and marketing review, what will happen is one of our team will put together a 15-minute video showing you how to improve the volume of leads and sales that you're getting through your website by increasing your ranking on Google, by running any relevant paid ad channels, and also increasing your conversion rate as well. It's a totally free service and it's genuinely awesome. So go to exposureninja.com/review to request your review today. Until the next video, see you soon.